What's up YouTube? In this video, I'm going to share with you my nighttime skincare routine. I created this video for those of you who don't have a solid nighttime skincare routine. You really need one. Or it's for someone who wants to add something new to theirs. Guys, having a solid skincare routine is so important and it should start as early as possible. That being said, let's jump into the video. Oh, and one more thing. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and share it. Now, let's get into the video. The very first step in my nighttime cleansing routine is to use an oil-based cleanser. In this video, I'm using Pixie's Nourishing Cleansing Balm, which contains sweet almond oil and vitamin E, which are two ingredients known to nourish the skin. I like to use an oil-based cleanser first because it helps break down makeup, sunscreen, and excess sebum. Then I'll follow this with a water-based cleanser. In this step, you're going to see me use a water-based cleanser, and I'm using my beloved Clarisonic. You have some people that absolutely love Clarisonic and some people who don't. I happen to be in the camp of I love it. I've had it well over a year and a half, and it has really helped with my skin tremendously. So what I'm doing here is I just put the Purity Cleanser onto the Clarisonic brush, and I'm going again in a circular motion all over my skin. Now what I like to do is there's a timer on the Clarisonic that goes for about a minute, and once it shuts off, then I will go in again for about another minute. So the total time is about 2 minutes that I will cleanse my skin. And one thing that I think is really important that I don't think we do well enough is making sure that our skin is thoroughly cleansed before we move on to the next step. So if you clean your skin really well, then I think all the other ingredients that you're going to add after the cleansing work much, much better. So for step 3, I'm going to apply my treatment lotion that is by Rovectin. It's an essence that helps to hydrate, firm, and exfoliate my skin. And how it does this is that it contains 7 different types of hyaluronic acid, which helps to speed up cell turnover and exfoliates my skin. And one other thing that I really like about this product is that it is fragrance, paraben, and also it has no artificial colors. So what I'm doing here is I'm just patting in the essence into my skin and just making sure that it's equally distributed before I go on to the next step. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Dr. Jart's Brightening Solution. It's a sheet mask, and I actually like his sheet mask. He has all different types depending on what your need is. So if you want it to fight wrinkles, they have one for wrinkles, they have one for skin brightening. So I just chose to use the skin brightening for this video. Also, a tip is that before you apply the sheet mask, I would recommend taking some of the solution outside of the package and spreading it evenly over your skin before you actually put your sheet mask on. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just making sure I get a nice coating of the solution all over my skin before actually taking the mask out of the package and then applying it to my face. So I'm just going to make sure that I line the mask up, you know, the holes over my eyes and over my nose and my mouth area. And the one thing that I will suggest is that you read the directions carefully for your mask specifically, because they do have different times on them, and I would suggest that you follow the time on it. So if it says leave it on anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, you can safely leave the mask on your face for up to 20 minutes, but I wouldn't go more than that, because then it can have a negative effect. So here's my Michael Myers look going on here, and I'm just going to leave it on for 20 minutes and then I'll be back. Okay, so now that I've waited the 20 minutes, I'm taking the sheet mask off, and now I'm just rubbing in the remaining solution from the sheet mask. Once I've wiped it all in, then I'm going to go inside the package and take the remaining solution, because I just don't want to waste any of the solution, and too much. And now I'm just going to smooth the remainder all over my skin and just make sure that I have equally distributed all over my skin, and then apply it to my hands as well, any of the remaining products. Now, once I've allowed this to all dry into my skin, I'll go on to the next
Okay, so
step.
now I've waited for the remaining solution to absorb into my skin. So now I'm going to go in with a serum. And the serum that I'm using in this video is from The Ordinary. It's called Agiraline. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And this specifically targets like wrinkles. And I'm currently having a problem with facial wrinkles. So that just means that the wrinkles on my forehead come from the expressions that I make. So this particular solution, you don't really need a lot. I only applied a couple of drops, and I started by rubbing it into my forehead, and then I'll take it, you know, along the outer corners of my eye, and then I'll do it like around my smile lines on my face. And once that's all absorbed in, then I will go on to the next step. So now that the mask solution has fully absorbed into my skin, I'm going to apply my eye moisturizer, which is by Murad. I only take a tiny drop, and then I apply it to just one side of my face. And then I'll use my ring finger, which is actually the finger that applies the least amount of pressure in the delicate eye area. And then I'll take from that one dab that I put on the one side, I'll go over it on the other side. And then I will just start to blot it into the eye area. You really don't want to be tugging on your eye area. This is a very delicate area, so you really want to just gently pat in your eye cream, and just make sure that you equally distribute it. And once that's equally distributed, give it a little bit of time to again soak in. You don't want to apply one product after the other without giving it enough time to soak into your skin. Now that I've let my eye cream absorb, I'm going to go in with my last and final step, which is applying my moisturizer. Now I use Philosophy's Miracle Worker, and I also use The Ordinary's Niaminocide. Now the Niaminocide I applied directly to the Philosophy moisturizer. I start by putting the moisturizer in my hand, a couple dabs into the palm of my hand, and then I will take the Niaminocide and add just a couple of drops to the moisturizer. Once I've added the Niaminocide, I then will mix it into my hand, and then I will dab it onto the four areas of my face, so my forehead, my chin, and my cheeks. And then I will begin to go in an upward motion, smoothing in the product and just making sure that I'm moving in an upward motion, because again, your face is a delicate area and you really don't want to be pulling and tugging unnecessarily on your skin. It's going to age over time, but by going in a downward motion, you're just speeding that process up. So at this point, I'm just making sure that the moisturizer is getting fully pushed into my skin, and then I will be done, and I will have really nice soft skin when I'm finished, and it does feel really, really amazing. Okay, so now that everything is done, that's my nighttime routine. It feels absolutely lovely, and now I am ready for bed. I hope you enjoyed my video. Thanks for watching. Bye.